Today, we're diving into a major story that's unfolding right now in India. It puts one of the country's biggest tech companies, TCS, against one of its own employees. And, this isn't just some simple corporate dispute. We're talking about really serious allegations, a sudden suspension, and a high stakes legal battle that has everybody watching. So let's start with these stark words, right from the official suspension letter sent to the employee, Nita Khan. I mean, this one sentence really tells you everything you need to know about how severe the company's action was. It absolutely sets the stage for all the drama that's followed. So what was the first big move from Tata Consultancy Services? Well, they acted fast and decisively. They suspended Nita Khan. Let's really break down what that actually meant for her. Okay, so the main event went down on April 9th of this year. That's when Nita Khan, who worked as a process associate, got the news of her immediate suspension. Now, what was the company's reasoning? Well, they said they noted she was facing a pretty serious legal case and that she might end up in custody, which, from their point of view, would obviously stop her from being able to do her job. This timeline really puts things into perspective. Nita Khan wasn't some new hire, right? She joined TCS way back at the end of 2021. So after more than 4 years with the company, her entire career there just came to a sudden, screeching halt. And if you want to know just how strict the company's stance is, just look at the conditions of her suspension. The letter, which came from the HR head Shekhar Kamble, laid out some very clear, non-negotiable terms. Her network access was cut off instantly, she had to return everything that belonged to the company, and she was even forbidden from talking about the case with any of her colleagues. Okay, so this is where the story shifts gears. It moves out of the corporate office and right into the courtroom. And believe me, the stakes just get even higher. And that brings us to the most urgent question in this case, legally speaking. With the real possibility of an arrest hanging over her head, Nita Khan's immediate future really depends on one critical legal move, her plea for something called anticipatory bail. So, for anyone who's not familiar with the term anticipatory bail, is basically a preemptive measure. It lets a person who thinks they might be arrested for a serious offense, one where you can't normally get bail, to go to a court and get bail before they're actually arrested. It's a really crucial tool to avoid being put in custody while the whole legal mess unfolds. This court hearing is an absolutely pivotal moment. The judge's decision here isn't just about her personal freedom. Oh no, it could completely change the direction, the momentum, everything about the investigation moving forward. So, why would a corporate giant like TCS suspend an employee so suddenly? And why is she trying so hard to avoid being arrested? Well, to understand that, we have to hit rewind and look at the incredibly serious allegations that are sitting right at the heart of this entire case. According to the source material, Nita Khan is an accused in a case that involves two extremely serious charges, sexual harassment and religious conversion. And these allegations, they're the catalyst for everything we're seeing, both the internal action from TCS and the legal proceedings. With charges like that on the table, you can imagine the road ahead is going to be incredibly complex. Now, if you think this case is anywhere close to being resolved, think again. It's actually unfolding on several parallel tracks, with different investigations all happening at the very same time. This slide lays out the complexity just perfectly. First, you've got the court system trying to decide on bail. At the same time, the Women's Commission is running its own fact-finding mission. And on top of all that, TCS's own internal disciplinary process is still ongoing. It's a real three-pronged situation. And the involvement of the Women's Commission here is a really big deal. This isn't just another government body. It's an organization that has the power to investigate, to recommend action, and to really shape public opinion. The fact that they're involved shows that this case has grabbed attention far beyond just the legal and corporate worlds. It adds this serious social dimension to the story that could absolutely influence the outcomes on the other two tracks. So with the court still deliberating and all these different investigations underway, we're left at this really complex intersection of corporate policy, employee rights, and criminal law. And it raises a huge question, right? When these three worlds collide like this, what does justice actually look like? And where will this high-profile case ultimately go from here?